The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.
Right back at you. TailGate Talks, week 5 college football. It's been going down week to week. How you feeling, Wine Time?
I'm good, my guy. Good to be here with you, man. I missed out last week. I know I missed out on a banger show, so we got to come back this week with another one. So let's get to it, my guy.
Hey, you know, last week I jumped under the spotlight. So this week you're back under the spotlight. It's week 5. How'd things go for week 4 for you?
It was a good week. I think I believe it was a 10-6 overall week for me. So I had a good amount of plays out there. There's a couple that I thought weren't going to cash that ended up cashing. There were a couple games that I thought were going to cash that didn't cash. Cough, Baylor on that one. But, we'll talk about that another time. But, I'm ready to get to it, man. I'm ready to have a winning week with you this week.
Hey, let me hit the share real quick on the screen and see if we could get, because we normally don't do this show live. We usually do this show pre-recorded, but we are going live today because we want to give the people exactly what they want. So let everybody know we are live in the Twitter world. We are live.
Oh,
come check us out. But we're going to do what we do right here. You already know how we do the TailGate Talks. If you're not up to date with TailGate Talks, this is a show where we just breeze through some of the matchups for the week. We're going to say bet it or forget it. And then you can stay tuned to our Twitters. Stay tuned to our show that comes on Saturday where we give our actual picks of where we stand on the games. So you ready for this blind time?
yes, sir. Let's get right to it, my guy.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's go. First game up Thursday, 4:30 p.m. Army versus Temple. Army's a big 13.5 point favor. The over and under is sitting at 45.5. And most of us real college football fans, we got to get some action going on an early Thursday. And this is the only game going on a Thursday. So I know you had to break it down. But is this a bet it or forget it spot for you, Wine Time?
Honestly, just looking at this game right here, man, I think this is a game where Army's going to put their foot on the gas pedal and not take it off. We see this total open up at a -10, road favorite in Temple. Temple's playing some awful ball right now to start the season. I was a little more high on them going into the season, but I think this is very much so. If you are going to take something, you got to take the Army side. It is up to a 12.5 right now, but I think the odds makers are telling you they're going to take Temple to Smack City on the road. They're probably going to run the ball at an extremely efficient rate, as they usually do, and pound the rock. I'm going to say forget it.
Forget it. No action on a Thursday for my man Wine Time. Next game, this is Friday, so I know if you ain't gonna bet on Friday, then you probably got your eyes keyed in on Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes as they take on the Virginia Tech. What are they? Hokies. They take on the Hokies right here, 4:30 p.m. Miami's a whopping 19-point favor with an over/under sitting at 55.5. Now, this Miami team, they're going to basically have to show and prove themselves week in, week out for the rest of the season because there's a lot of non-believers right here. But from looking at it from the outside looking in right now, it looks like they got the ACC sold up, and this is just another stop. And this Virginia Tech team, they already we had big hopes for them early in the season, but it looks like they got their shoes on the wrong feet in this one. Virginia Tech versus Miami, bet it or forget it, Wine Time.
Yeah, this is a game I'm going to say bet it now. Boss, I was talking your ear off about Miami all summer, how high I was on them going into that Florida game. The market has obviously adjusted in a lot of these spots. We thought probably going into the season, the spread was going to be around a 6 or 7 in favor of Miami, and that's probably being generous because I was high on this Virginia Hokies team. That was another team I was very high on. I gave out the over on the win total on both teams. We're seeing Kyron Jones struggle a lot. He's struggling getting the ball out of his hand. He's making some not so good decisions. and he's not really using his legs too much to his advantage, I don't think. And for as experienced as that team is, I'm actually very shocked that they're not doing as well. You got a 2-2 record. They very much could turn around their season with a big win right here. Going to the season, I'm not going to lie. I had both over win totals, and when I looked at this originally, I thought Virginia Tech would go in here and surprise some folks and probably get a dub here. Looking at how both of these seasons have gone so far, really difficult to say that. But with that being said, we see Miami opening up at like a 16.5 or a 17. I think Virginia Tech's going to easily be able to cover the spread at 19.5. I think this spread's kind of getting out of range a little bit. I would have taken at 17.5. I stayed away. I'm going to wait and see what this line is at game time. If I can get a 20, if I can get a 20, I'm going to say bet Virginia Tech right here in a game that, I don't think they're going to win outright, but they can very much stay in this game. Kyron Jones is going to play well.
Woo! Well, my man Mills in the chat says, "Marry me, Wine Time. You know your stuff." So I'm gonna leave that one up to y'all. As my man Wine Time says, bet it for this game here. Now, this next game, I'm pretty sure you know a lot about this game, being that it's Washington out of the Pac-12 that you know a lot, and a lot of those teams moved over to the Big Ten, and we had to study the Big Ten this year because a lot of teams that we follow are over there. So, Rutgers hosting Washington on a Friday at 5 p.m. at Rutgers, right? Way across over there. It's a lot of travel right there. So, we're going to get the first peaks. We seen what happened to USC when they had to go to Michigan. Now we got Washington got to go to Rutgers. Rutgers is the favorite. When has the Rutgers been a favorite? What? -2.5, and the over is 46.5. Will you be betting this game, Wine Time?
Oh yeah, I absolutely love this game right here. You look at two coaches, Jed Fish entering into his first year, Greg Shishino. I drilled that last name wrong, but he's entering, I think, year 2 or year 3 over here. And what does Rutgers like to do? They like to run the ball at a very efficient rate. They're running the ball at a 60% rate, with 60% rate, which is 7th most in the nation. They like to pound the rock. They got that quarterback coming over from Minnesota, Aiden. He's kind of more of a game time manager, and that's what kind of Rutgers. That's how they kind of always run and operate. They always have the big boys up front. It is a Big Ten school. And I think they're going to be up for this game. I think they should have been in the rankings after last game over their win over Virginia Tech. I haven't been talking so highly on Virginia Tech, but it's still a good program with a lot of experience on that side of the football. And so with that being said, this is a long way for Washington to go. I believe this is their first out-of-state game. Correct me if I'm wrong, boss. First out-of-state game of the season. So this is going to be a tough road spot. I think Rutgers are favorite for a reason, man. I think they're going to take care of business. I gave this out on Monday night on Twitter, -135. Same number right now. I love Rutgers. Bet it. They're going to take care of business against Washington for Big Ten play.
Now let's get into some of the nitty-gritty early morning Saturday action right here. Oklahoma State, coming off a tough loss, is seeing Kansas State, who needs to show and prove themselves week in, week out as we go forward with the season. But looks like they're doing a little better than Kansas this year, because last year they was kind of winning about the same time early. But this Kansas State team needs some repair. This Oklahoma State team could use some coaching in some areas and close games a little better. But this one, Kansas State at home, getting 4 points with a 55.5. I think that number just sounds a little high for this type of grudge match right here. But Wine Time, bet it or forget it on this early one right here on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be talking about this one on Saturday morning. I'm going to be excited to see where the line goes in this one. I came on here last week. I was big on Utah. This week, I'm big on Oklahoma State. I trust out of these two coaches coming off a loss in Big 12 play. I trust Mike Gundy a hell of a lot more. I think he's going to be able to get this win. I know it's in Kansas State. It's going to be a tough environment, but I think Mike Gundy knows how important this game is. I don't just think they're going to cover this 5 points, but I think they're going to get this one outright. We saw Kansas State coming off a crushing loss to BYU. Did not look good at all. Avery Johnson's I think a lot of teams have more tape on him. They kind of know what's coming from him. I wasn't super high on the kid coming into the season, honestly. Oklahoma State on the other hand, I think this might very much be the Ollie Gordon come out game. I think he's going to get the ball 25 times in this one. He's going to take off for about 150 on the ground and a couple TDs. I think you got to get him involved early. I know Oklahoma State was down early. That's why they kind of were forced to throw. They didn't use Ollie Gordon too much, but not just that. Get him involved out of the backfield. Just put the ball in his hands, pass him a little screen. Let him get going. He needs to get going somehow, and I think this is the perfect spot for him. So I love Oklahoma State +5 on the money line. Love Ollie Gordon rushing yard props.
Ooh, so I take it that you're gonna be betting this spot right here.
Yeah, I got it at the +5. Bet it.
Yeah, conference realignment is major, and it's gonna. I don't see a lot of these teams really being able to accept losing 2 games in a row. So that's gonna be a common factor, which brings me over to this game right here, where you have Minnesota coming in off a tough loss to Iowa, and that could be. I mean, losing to Iowa could take a lot out of you. They play a whole different defense that it requires you to step it up, but it could be a learning experience for you. It could help your defense on the other side. But they're playing this Michigan team that knows everything about defense, who did a great job against a very fast USC team. And they not only came with the cover, but they also came with the win. But giving up a big number like 9 to a team like Michigan, who's slow walking on the offensive side of things, but they do have an offensive-minded coach, so you think there'd be room for improvement. But books are saying 38.5 as a total, so they're not really expecting much points to be scored anyhow. But early in the morning, going to be some nice games going on. Will this game be on your card? Bet it or forget it, Wine Time.
Yeah, very much is so. Kind of been getting torched on the unders. I had the under in the Minnesota-Iowa game last week. Minnesota played a really good first half. They had those 2 plays at the end of the first half against Iowa defense. Totally caught them off guard. Scored 2 touchdowns before the half. That being said, Iowa went into the half and tightened up the screws. But yeah, Minnesota.
Not to interrupt your cat, but our OG Big Ragu, he kind of told you so.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, and Iowa, after that first half, man, they just put it on Minnesota, as they should have. I wish I would have been on Iowa in that game, man. So bummed I didn't get in on that. But yeah, we look at this game now. Minnesota heading into a hostile environment in Michigan, man. Minnesota, their crowd gets rocking. It's 40, 50,000 strong, but Michigan's like 100,000 strong. Michigan's really feeling themselves. They ran the ball at a really efficient rate last week against a really good run defense in USC. I think that's what Michigan's going to want to do here. With that being said, I'm on the under in this one. I think it's too high. I think at 38.5, I'm going to take the under in this spot. I think both teams are going to want to run the football. And this quarterback, Alex Orji's only going to do as he's asked and not force anything too much and use his legs as well. But they've got those 2 good running backs. Just give those guys the ball and see what they can do. I definitely think Michigan comes away with the win. 9 points, a little bit too much, but give me the under at the best number we can get here.
Wine Time with the undercall, and I take that. That is absolutely a bet. Bounce back time right here for USC hosting Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin has made this travel to the Rose Bowl a whole bunch of times. So I don't think the conference realignment and the travel factor really makes a lot of difference right here. I mean, for SC to go all the way to Michigan to play is one thing, but for Wisconsin to come to Cali, maybe being in the Coliseum is a little different than being in the Rose Bowl. But I don't think travel is a factor in here. You just need to go straight into what's going on with these 2 teams right here. USC's a whopping 15.5 favorite. I mean, they really can't score, so they can't get there. But Luke Fickell, coach of Wisconsin, he's a real serious coach. Like, he's not coming here to play. Like, he's here to protect and do his job. So I don't know if he just lets this game get out of hand, like, 2 touchdowns plus, maybe a touchdown and field goal, maybe, but 2 touchdowns plus. I don't know. But this is just one of those games that you just got to say, hey, are you going to bet it or are you going to forget it?
Man, this is a tough one here, boss. A little breakdown. Wisconsin, I was on them that week against Bama. Tyler Van Dyke was looking really good on that first drive against them before going down. That being said, they ended up getting smashed that game, man. And they ended up getting a bye week New quarterback is getting more familiar with the first team reps, which I do think was a good thing for him, especially coming into the Coliseum here against a hungry USC team that, very much should have won that last game and, just couldn't finish it in the fourth quarter, couldn't finish it when there was less than a minute left, and they might be an angry group here. I do think 15.5 is a little bit too much. I'm just going to say forget about this one because I got to see more from this Wisconsin quarterback. I don't know if they're going to be able to put points on the board against this USC defense. That does look pretty good. So it depends. We know Wisconsin's going to run the football. Michigan ran the ball very well, but that was in Michigan. This isn't in Wisconsin. If it's Wisconsin, it's way too many points. Being at the Rose Bowl, maybe USC, this is a smash spot. Maybe this is the smash spot coming off that heartbreaking loss. Lincoln Riley wants to make a statement saying, you know what, we're still a top 15 team in the nation. We're going to get a statement win. I'm going to say forget it, though.
Swiss cheese. Forget about it. Now, for the controversy of the day play right here, we got great news. I ain't going to say great news, but we got news today that quarterback for UNLV said, hey, y'all don't got my bread. I'm up out of here. So he's going to be sitting out this Fresno State UNLV game. Now, this spread was at UNLV minus 3.5, but it's went all the way down to minus 1.5, and it's also went up to 2. I got it at 2, and it's a bet it for me. But I'll let y'all know on Saturday what side. But hey, what do you think about this one right here? Bet it or forget it, Wine Time.
Yeah, that's an interesting matchup, boss. Going into the season, UNLV was very much a quarterback competition, still going up until fall camp. Going up until the week before season, they didn't announce a starting quarterback. Matthew Sluka ended up getting selected as a quarterback. Have nothing but good things to say about this kid on the field. With that being said, some things that weren't promised to him, he's leaving campus. He's going to go. I'm guessing someone hit him up and was like, yo, just sit out the rest of the season. You're playing for us next year. And we got $100K for you easily. And we'll put that in writing right now. All I got to say to Matthew Sluka, though, always get it in writing, man. You got to feel for the thing is with the NIL, boss, is there's got to be contracts involved. There's too much he say, she say. Coaches can't promise this stuff. The people that donate this money are the boosters and stuff like that. It's not like the coach is forking up this money. And so if you don't have that in writing, that's kind of tough shit. But, with that being said here, we got the UNLV quarterback that's coming in. This kid almost won the job, plays exactly how Matthew Sluka plays, a little less dog in him, but I haven't seen him play at this high of a collegiate level. Maybe he does have that dog in him when he plays at this level. But we're looking at a Fresno State team. It's very much looking to win the Mountain West, very much looking to win every single game the rest of the season. They have a game against UCLA at the end of the season that they very much could win. Let's just say this Fresno State team and end of the season goes 11-1 with a loss to Michigan. I'm just saying, Mikey Keene's a good quarterback. I like this kid a lot, man. I don't know what it is about the kid, but I like these quarterbacks that come out of Fresno State. I like the Jake Hainers. I like these guys because they're always dogs in the fourth quarter and they never want to be out of the game. That being said, Fresno State I now is a favorite. I could only lean Fresno State, but I wouldn't be surprised if this kid from UNLV plays similar to how Matthew Sluka plays, runs the ball at a very efficient rate. And he's a little bigger and he's a little faster too. He doesn't have the arm talent of Matthew Sluka, though, which I'm not saying he's got a bunch of arm talent, but he doesn't have the arm talent of his. With that being said, after all this, man, I'm going to say forget it.
Oh, forget about it on the big game. Mind you, we're going to be live in Las Vegas for the Live Sweat weekend in Las Vegas, and we will be present in the house for this game right here.
Yeah.
So you still got time to bet it. We'll let you know the inside scoop when we get there. But for now, last but not least, it leads us to the granddaddy of them all. I mean, these type of games are brain teasers all the time. I mean, when you get two powerhouse teams like this and it's narrowed down to a point spread situation like this, I mean, just pick a side. It's not even a big thing. You just have to pick a side. Don't worry about if it's going to be a high scoring game, low and game low. It don't even matter. Just pick a side. Who you ride with, Georgia or Alabama? You get it at a short price. Georgia's -2. I think that's moved by now. I've seen it go down and up and down and up. But the over-under is 48.5 right here. Is it enough bread on the board for the card for the weekend, or are you going to be getting into this Georgia-Alabama game, are you going to pick a side? Bet it or forget it, Wine Time.
Man, is this a tough spot, boss? Talk about SEC matchup of the year right here. Both these teams looking to win the SEC. Talk about Kalen DeBoer coming into Alabama. I thought he was going to struggle a couple weeks ago on the road in Wisconsin. He still hasn't been tested, and they still haven't, this is being played in Alabama, though. If this was being played in Georgia, I don't think Alabama has a chance in this spot. I think Georgia's more talented. I do think Alabama has the more talented quarterback. And they do have that really good freshman receiver, CJ Williams. I want to say his name is super talented. And, Bama's always talented, but we're talking about Kirby Smart and Kalen DeBoer here. I'm going to take Kirby Smart every day of the week, if you ask me. If this is Nick Saban, I'm going to take Bama in this spot, but it's Kalen DeBoer. I'm not on this one. I'm not going to bet this one. As much as I'm going to want to sit down and watch this one, I'm not going to bet it because it's just – it's just who do you like bet? Who do you think's the better team here? You know what I mean? I know Bama has a home field advantage, but it's just like, as you mentioned, it's just who do you like here? And for me, it's really tough. I would only take Georgia, but I'm not going to do it because I really try to stay away from Alabama games because when I bet against them, I always seem to lose. So just forget about it from your boy over here.
Hey, this is like a SEC championship / playoff game all the way in September right here. So I'm sure everybody be watching. But my man Wine Time says that's it for our games for this week. I got a chat I want to address this chat right here. My man Talk Sports with JT. He has his whole card lined out. Stanford plus 22, Washington Rutgers under 46, Miami and Virginia Tech under 55.5. And Army minus 13. So guess what, JT? We want to invite you to the Tail Talk for next week, man. We got to get you on the show for TailGate Talks and let the people know how you get down, man. So I'm gonna be reaching out to you on Twitter, man, and hopefully we could get your face over here next week for TailGate Talks, and we can have some fun. And we appreciate you for always supporting our chat and always supporting what we do, 1,000%. And even for that, we would love for you to join our team and come over here and get on the camera and talk that talk and walk that walk. We got Gary Furnick. Ain't seen my guy Gary in a while. He said, Jose 3 run bomb. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go, boys. Oh, that must be baseball, huh? Shout out to my man Gary, man. He's a long time person in our chat as well. My man Noli No, the king of unders, the one that made unders great again. He's in the chat, says Big Chinga. A lot of y'all don't know about my Big Chinga play of the day from back in the day, but that was when we had I already talked about my man Mills too, said he wants to marry Wine Time because he knows everything. But I just try to put it out there. We want to get JT. JT said, appreciate it, boss. So we hope to get you over here. Don't take much, man. You come on with us with a cell phone and we can figure it out. Ask Wine Time. You start with the cell phone and work your way to a beautiful background and right here in the spotlight. But Wine Time, we always appreciate having you, man. I don't really like to put people business out there, but I mean, it's capping in bed, man. It's his birthday week, man. Y'all give it up for Wine Time's birthday week. And I know when it's my birthday week, no matter what, I have some good bets. So I will be telling a couple bets from Vegas, man. My man Gary says, have fun in Vegas. Yeah, for sure, Gary. Shout out to my man Gary, man. That's one of my man, the late Parlay Tees. That's one of his good friends right there, Gary. But yeah, appreciate y'all for showing up, man. You got anything you want to tell the people, Wine Time, before we get out of here?
Yeah, boss. Always a pleasure, my guy. I'm excited to see you guys doing this live from Vegas on Saturday, man. You're going to be able to get those tickets in hand, not on the cell phone. There's just something different about going up to the window and getting that ticket, man. So I'm excited, man. I wish I could join you guys. I've got a little tailgate party for the UCLA game that day. So we're going to be enjoying over here. It's an 8 p.m. game. So I'm looking forward to it. But, man, have a blast out there. Be safe as always, my guy. Shout out to my guy, Nasty Nate. You got my tequilas. Yeah, you already know my guy, Nate. You come out here. I got tequila sodas all night. You already know my guy. Shout out to Nasty Nate in the chat, though. Shout out to Gary. Shout out to JT for saying happy B-Day, man. Yeah, it's a blessing, man. See, but we're just going to keep on going. We're going to keep grinding, keep capping, and keep making money, man. Always a blessing to be here with my guy, Big Boss.
Absolutely, man. And stay tuned for our Thursday show, Thirsty Thursdays. A lot of our guys is in Vegas. I'm pretty sure Wham or somebody will put it together, but Thirsty Thursday, we're gonna be tapping in all weekend from our little Airbnb clubhouse out there in Vegas, man. So we might just do some live shows. We might put the live stream up on the house all day. You never know. But yeah, just keep posted with us for the weekend while we do our thing. My man Nasty Nate supposed to be showing up. Nasty Nate, I got some gifts and some shirts and all that stuff for you, man. So make sure you hop on that plane. Don't miss that flight because it's some weather out there, and be safe. Shout out to Rare Beard in the house, man. He says, good shit, fellas. We appreciate you, man. Come back next week. We do the same thing. And like I said, if you want to get under the spotlight, we'll put you under the spotlight. But let me get out of here before I talk too much because I could talk all day. Thanks again, Wine Time, for showing up for the spotlight. It takes a lot of courage. Appreciate everything you do. And we out of here.
The boss.
Oh, this you crazy mother.